Yeah, what it is. Welcome back to another episode of the Big T Debate. I go with the name of Danny Pacheco. And in case you just joining us for the first time, welcome to the go-to podcast for everything pop culture and music. Wow, I'm really glad that I did that the first time. Because I was thinking really hard about this. I'm trying to make this an actual tag just so that people know. Because I'm tired of actually having to explain what this whole thing is about. So just so you know, if you're finding this a bit weird, it's just that we're trying out some new things. And you can tell, like, even from the setting and even the individual that I have with me today. He said he doesn't like the word substitute. So, I don't know. What do you want
you still use
our listeners? No, you said you don't like the word substitute. So, I'm trying to find a better way to introduce you. What would you like our listeners to know you as?
As the new guest and
you're not a guest.
I'm a guest for now.
You're not a guest.
I'm a guest for now.
Co-guest. Co-guest host.
You just spilled the beans before they could even know, alright? This is the first time they see me, so I'm a new guest, you know. What's up? My name is Andre, by the way. Some call me Jeezy, some call me Andre, but hey, depends on where you're calling it from. And yeah, man, I'm just out here with my homie right here. And we're about to, spill some juicy tea stuff in the mix, And it's been a while. You've been quiet, been very, very quiet. It's been like some time now, but I'm glad that you're back, and I'm really interested in what you have to offer now, and hopefully we'll offer the best.
Yeah, I just wanted to lay out a disclaimer. We currently not sipping tea, and that's because of some technical difficulties, but more so it's just like a celebration because we haven't done this in a while. And he was trying to pick his brain, trying to figure out how many months it's been a good 6 months since we've done this. Yeah, good 6 to 7 months. We actually,
is it?
Yeah, it's almost 7 months, since holiday. But I'm really happy. I'm really psyched. I even talked to one of my friends earlier on about the prospects of this coming back and us recording. And she was really psyched and amped, and that encouraged me to feel like I still feel like I have a way through this whole thing, Because when you haven't done something for such a long time, you wonder in your head, like, will I still be able to do this thing? So I'm happy that our bro is here. I'm not so sure. Did you tell him what your name was?
Yeah, man.
You did?
Yeah. Andres, man.
Oh, okay. Cool. Because I was about to say Landro, but
I mean
that's his street name, so that's just something I was just going to slip in because I know him as that,
Yeah.
But yeah, seeing that we just got the introduction out the way, usually me and, the resident co-host, since you are, I don't know what you got. You got yourself as a guest. We just didn't keep it at that.
And then until the end of the show. At the end of the show, it's like, by the way, he's the new co-host.
Yeah, depending on how this whole show goes. I'm not so sure right now.
So it's basically still an interview.
We'll see as time goes. But yeah, usually our routine is pretty much just trying to figure out what new music we've been listening to. Honestly, I don't see you as a music type. And there's a reason. I don't know. It's because like my weird cheerleader sort of individual. I don't know. I'm trying to find a way to describe what I am. Like I hog music. I hog music. So I'm like, what do you call someone that hogs music? Well, like, yeah, you got like I have like a cheerleader sort of syndrome.
Of course. I think I'd vouch for that because with any new music that comes out, I personally actually get from him. You understand? If something is new, I'll just see a guy. This track, this artist. I'm like, who is this person? And you're like, guy, dog, chill. This new stuff. I'm like, wow. Like, so you've got a good, taste in music. But it's not even about just good taste. You actually follow music and you follow your artist. And I mean, I wouldn't say you've produced a few artists per se, but when it comes to an eye for opportunities in business, I'd say that you can see that.
Yeah, thank you, dog. You bringing me to tears. We're only like 4 minutes in this whole thing, but I found the word that I was trying to say. It's just that I'm not so sure if it's really safe for me to say it, but it's okay. because it's Friday and I'm in a good mood. By the time this drops, it's probably going to be a Thursday or Tuesday, depending on
And he said it's a
how
Friday.
quickly we're going to edit this out, you know? But yeah, just to simplify it, I'm a music whore. That's what I am. I'm a music whore. You feel me? That's what I was talking about. Just
You're a music what?
Whore.
Whore.
Yeah, like I'm a whore. I'm like a slave to the music.
Whore. Like,
Yeah, like a whore, but in a good way.
But it makes sense because
Yeah.
I don't know by how whores by profession would like to describe themselves, but they'll do anything for money.
Yeah, I'll
basically.
do anything for
And you
the
do
music.
anything for music as a whole,
Exactly.
specifically. As
Yeah.
like, you know, if it's new music out, you'd like to know what it is, who is this person, where they come from, what's their kind of music, what's their taste. And I always wonder, like, how do you have this, like, but let's yeah, man.
Yeah, let's just move on from that. But yeah,
We can
pretty
go
much
on.
I was just trying to explain is that I'm a music whore, and sometimes I'd understand why certain people maybe like outside of that world of people that are whore for music would feel like those people are looking down on them. And I'm not saying I'm looking down on you, but I don't know, like when you have your circle of people that consume a whole lot of music. You know? And then there's your bro who you barely see listen to music. Like I'll be bumping music with you on the road to places and all those type of things, but I don't really see you regularly post about
music,
whatever, or like just be in your feelings or write like a quick review on WhatsApp about like what the specific sort of genre is done to you and whatnot. But either way, it still doesn't take that respect away from you in terms of like, do you listen to music or not? But at first sight, I would say like, this guy doesn't seem like the type who would be really interested into music like that. Yeah, so that's what I was trying to say. Even though it took me a good 2-3 minutes just to get there. We'll get in there. Bear with me. It's been a while since we've done this.
But
yeah,
to answer that, I think personally, I'm not one that's into trends.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'd study them, and then I'll just study the backside of it as to what's actually going on, what are people looking into, what are like. So I think that's more or less who I am in terms of just up and about to say, yo, Drake just released, Cassper just released kind of thing. I'm more of, Cassper just released, how are people taking that? How are people feeling about this? What's this and what's... And from all of I think, by profession, like I said, it's, being a digital marketer, being behind the scenes and seeing content and studying trends was what has made me to be like how I am. So as much as you may think that I'm not a music person, I'm really not. But I'm watching from a distance,
which is cool, and that's gonna make even everything else that we've been discussing. Have been discussing. Look, I'm already talking from the future. Things that we're about to discuss even better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we pretty much had a conversation about this on the way here. About like just the current situation in SA and how a lot of people are trying to get away any opportunity that they get. What's
honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if now we're hearing, South Africans saying, bye bye, back then we'd have, our white South Africans say, I'm going to Australia, I'm going to Australia. So now, I think even the blacks are like, hey, thinking of heading out right now. It ain't happening here. Things are getting off. The petrol prices are up. There's shootings going left, right, and center, brother. So there's so much going on, and there's even some that we're even about to discuss. Is like, who did this, who influenced who, created this, created that, artists. So there's a lot, but we will live through it as we've lived through the COVID,
Yeah, because like I mentioned that because it just ties into what I've been meaning to talk about since we got here, and there's this whole Tavern situation and a lot of the killings that have been happening, and just like just the whole mix-up in itself, it's like it's just weird to understand. And I just wanted to hear your take on that. What do you think about this current Tavern situation? People dying. Do you think it's safe for us to now go consume our liquor there? Because like I know for a fact that I'll never catch you in a tavern drinking. I don't think I'm seeing myself in the future going in there unless maybe at some point in time marriage might have me by that chokehold. Or ba no no sham style get out in
Shamstyle.
tsena da bonwa le manyora da.
You know, it's my view, honestly. If I'm gonna be honest with you right now, I feel like Tavern has never been a good place to start with, right? And I think the media is solely focusing on all the deaths that's currently happening. And some may say it's the numbers, but sure, it's the numbers. But I mean, you know, Otaka, Sicho, why it's or Echo, Kada, Hutandi Krotmani, Ifalada, on good to see. And you know, now the kids of today, or you know, people want to start being in such places, and it's fine, it's cool, but it's like, you know, eventually what happens in a tavern is that go taverning, go grot man, you don't stress. If we're not busy, you're in his way, no more busy, so in his way, then he's gonna explode. He's not gonna explode at home because he left home so that he can explode in the tavern. And by exploding in the tavern, we'll try to be a high level like game, la each other. So it's a very serious issue that we're currently going through. That you know, our kids, our young fellow people are dying in taverns, and it's not something that we'd like the world to know. What go South Africa, taverns, batubaswa. But I think we've always known as the community that it's not a place to go in the first place.
And it's crazy, bro, because I was just following Story Sisa, the guy that passed away over some competition. Yeah, or let's see who can finish this bottle of Jaeger, and whoever finishes it quick gets 200 rand. And it's weird how that story is even passed all the way to the States. That's how big this thing is. The Shade Room, that one blog / social media page, posted on Twitter. Yeah, and had everyone from like different regions in Africa, but Nigeria, they go to a point to see how petty it was. Obviously, we rest in peace to the guy that passed away.
Of course.
Not saying I'm disrespecting the man on his grave or his family. But
Yeah.
for people to go that far as to say, Hore, the people there in the States feel so sad about the story that they can't even put that amount that he died for in actual rands. They put it in dollars.
Come on.
And with people in the comment section like, yo, this person actually died for $12, bro. Because that 200 rand is pretty much like $12.
Of course. I mean, it's hence I said I study trends and how people perceive them, and it's solely based on how people see it. And just because it made it too, you know, out there, it's now perceived as South Africans are willing to die for such a small amount. But it's just like any other thing. I mean, someone gets drunk at a club, you know, chug, pass out, they don't wake up. Nobody talks about that. Someone died for free. What are people saying about that? You understand? So just because there was now a price to this specific situation, now it's like South Africans or people in Africa are willing to die for that small amount, and which is just a bad way of viewing things. You understand? Because honestly, the way I see it is that men was just, like I said, we are taverning, offload. They're there to have fun. You're on good receipts, have a good time, and it's like we've been drinking all day, and then one guy's like, "Yo, guess what? Yes, me not the one I am. I can drink this bottle of the water of the Jägermeister." You understand? And he was like, "I'm willing to drink this. I can finish this. How much will you guys give me?" And it's entertainment to them to some extent, but what kind of story would it have been had he finished it? Did people question that?
Yeah, crazy. I don't know if he was going to be in the Guinness World Book of Records for that. Yeah, chances are he wouldn't have been, you know?
Yeah,
that's
just
how
another
I see
story of a guy drinking in the club.
Ish. Yeah, this whole thing is tough. Because even just looking at the build-up of these stories, I mean, like at one point, it was that Enyobeni tavern situation, right? A week after, we were chilling in this very same house. We saw Horadonala Floponyana Mbita Marisbe. Boom, all of a sudden, Le Morena, Soweto too, Mums too, people passed away, gunshots, whatever. And then, I don't know about the Jägermeister situation. Might have been someone in PLK or somewhere. I might be wrong. But it's just weird, like the build-up, because someone was mentioning on Twitter about how she feels that it might be an agenda that these are leaders within the liquor industry that they're pushing, because they're seeing how much of a success, I guess, to some degree. I'm not so sure, because like it kind of slapped me in the face when I realized, okay, cool, there's a lot of people that are buying liquor, but when you're looking at the profit margins, it's a little. It's not like other products that we might be accustomed to. It's like they really just working towards a rand amount, or maybe 5 rand per bottle or whatever that they're selling. But I might be subject for correction with whoever might be watching this. But like when I was brought towards that reality by my dad, it's like, dude, there's not so much money in liquor, but it's more so just like a quantity thing, you know. The more you sell, maybe then those 1 rand to 1 rand to 1 rand, they make sense, you know. So yeah, it's just that entire situation was just making me feel weird. Like, okay, cool. If so, lere bapusha agenda just to push out all these taverns out the hood, so that these guys, the big guys who own these big beverage / liquor companies, can come down the hood and open their own low versions of taverns. Because we've seen it, kari small spaza shops and like your U-saves and whatnot. That's like a model that they're using within the hood, because they saw like, oh, this spaza, they're registered, so we could do like a shop, right, small scale, and push that thing. So it made me wonder, like, okay, all this at a base level is conspiracy. That's what it is, to be honest. We don't have the facts.
It's a conspiracy, honestly, dude. And I think I'll go back to say that I mean, bro, like, we're facing one of our biggest issues in the country. You understand? You know, petrol prices are going up. You understand? So some people are even resigning from work due to you know, taxi fares being at a high amount. You know, some people can't go to work in time, and the only thing that the media or the news can present to the economy is people are dying in taverns. No, you know, people are dying in taverns. That is an ongoing situation, but there are some issues that are constantly killing us, ruining us, because for now it's someone dying in a competition for Jägermeister. Kausani, it's someone who left the job last week, Oja, pension high. Same thing, ends up where? Go taverning.
So what I'm getting is like you wearing a political hat and just saying this whole thing is like a distraction. Eh? This whole entire thing is a distraction from what we should be focusing on.
Media will forever be a distraction.
Media will forever be a distraction.
It will forever
That's
be a
another
distraction.
one. That's another one.
Joe, let's get one thing. I want to fight. So there was this incident at Las Vegas. Yeah, Donald Trump. No, not even Donald Trump. Like, it's insane. Las Vegas, the lone wolf, I think that's what they called him. This guy literally shot, or like machine guns, atunsa a crowd on Kulisis. And literally around the same time, like, people died at that time at that event in America, Las Vegas, at that event. And then I can tell Donald Trump Donald Trump we go a different country, we go to Singapore to just, you know, communicate about other issues. I'm like, damn, you know, there's one thing going on this side. He's not even focused on that at the moment. He's focused on other things. And the news even still has the time to say Donald Trump, okay. So more just to distract you, Hori. Those people are dying, are still dying. I mean, check the Soweto people who died. Sunday, it's 13 people, 12 people. Monday, it's 13, 14. Tuesday, 15. Every day the number, then I'm like, how? Oh, every day. Why? They're focusing on that. Mar, he's taking cows to auction, he's busy pushing things. You understand? It's like, it's all a distraction. Distraction is all I see to it.
Yo, I don't even get into serial situation.
But yeah.
I don't. But yeah, hey, I mean, besides just the sad news that we've been getting over the past few weeks about taverns, there's more sad news in terms of just people passing within the entertainment space, you know? We got the likes of Tumi Tladi passing on.
Oh, man.
And even that story in itself is unclear, but it just sucks just to get stories about young people because he was still fairly young. You know, I think around his 30s maybe.
Ish, bro. Like,
yeah, and
it's very touching. It's moving because it's like, you know, with such artists having so much potential for the future, you know, to just no longer be there.
yeah,
It's something that we should be looking into. That, you know, we are going through things, for one, and we're not talking. We're honestly not talking.
yeah. And it's crazy because like the story regarding him, I'm not so sure about what it is now, but at the time that the news were announced, it was still unclear. Like there was people just making speculation, talking about maybe might have been another suicidal attempt or one of those. But there was a blog that posted that it might have been an incident where he got stabbed. So I'm unsure when it comes to that. That's why I can't really comment any further. And another individual of which I was really looking forward to watching back on the screen ever since like Batwala How to Ruin Christmas.
Yeah.
Released like a young slight video talking about a group chat and group chat like she left the group chat. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Busi Lurayi, she left that group chat. And it was like a thought that this guy that reports on entertainment brought towards the people on his timeline on Twitter about that particular moment
when he left the group.
When she left the group chat on that trailer of How to Ruin Christmas. And he was saying that it could be a thing where when she left the group chat, she wasn't going to be a part of How to Ruin Christmas. Because from speculation that's within the media space, Bare, she wasn't even going to be a part of this new season. So now I'm wondering, like, let's say if she didn't go, you know, and she was still with us, a lot of us will be looking forward into watching this thing because of her. I only just realized last week when I heard about the news that she passed that, hey, this is the same person I used to see on City Sesla. Yeah, but I knew that face was really familiar, but I wasn't sure. I'm like, yo, but I know this person, and I really enjoyed her acting. Like, I really did.
Honestly, she was one of the greats, you know. And it's sad that we had to lose such a, you know, an actress. Because I think personal with me, for me to even watch How to Ruin Christmas, even the trailers.
Yeah.
The trailers, literally, some might not admit it. Fine, fair enough. Nah? But she was the main, you know, character of How to Ruin Christmas, because both it was How to Ruin Christmas and Who Ruined Christmas.
She did.
She did. So as much as they can add the family and whoever, she was the main person who ruined Christmas, giving us examples of how you can ruin Christmas without you even knowing sometimes. You understand? And I watched, and you know, you watch trailers and then, like I said, people are like, yo, How to Ruin Christmas. I'm like, yeah, How to Ruin Christmas. Y'all gonna love it. Yeah. And then I think after some time, I'm like, just watch it, bro. Like, Andres, and then I watched it and I was like, oh, you know, the quality, the content given here is up to par. Yeah. You know, and not only her alone, but, you know, obviously the entire team played a role in that entire film or series. You understand? And it was good, it was amazing, and even what she was going through that moment, I felt like most of us felt it, because we were like, you're trying to do something, you're trying to voice out, and people, just because automatically they see you like this, they're like, nope, we'll find with you. And it's like, no, I've got so much potential, just give me a chance, kind of thing.
Yeah. What were you talking about? The previous season that dropped like last year, and how she was, I guess her character was trying to build a good rep, maybe. And based on her track record in the previous season, it's like, yo, we can't trust you because your track record says you're always bound to ruin things. And then,
I mean,
even when she's trying to do good.
The first season, she slept with that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And was he the one that was getting married, or was it different? No, it was different family.
Yeah, like his brother was getting married.
His brother was getting married.
Yeah, but like that in a way kind of played in to the part of just ruining the.
Because it was literally around about the same time as what? As Christmas.
For sure.
You understand? So.
But yeah, hey.
It's very sad, and oh man, I just hope her family's well, and I pray that they may get the heal that they need. More especially because losing a loved one is it's not something that you can easily just get over. Some can say they're over it now, but we only pray that they may be able to continue to live on and continue her journey. Understand what she lived for and what she still is living for.
For sure. I mean, just overall, it's just been a weird past 2 weeks of just sketchy things. I think the whole of June was just sketchy, né? Just overall, like entertainment space, South Africa as a whole.
I wouldn't say the whole of June. Honestly, this year we've been going through a lot. I mean, January, Patrick Shy, you remember, bro? And we then had, Rick.
Yeah.
Understand? So it's been quite a heavy past 2 to 3 years. You've got your Shauna Ferguson, they've left us. You've got a number of people that we've lost, and Bumpura, Bakilakao. So the list goes on, and it's like, what are we doing with the time that we have? And I remember my one friend came over and was like, dude, you're going through so much and you're just dancing. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm more focused on what God is giving me right now than what's currently going on. And what God is giving me is an extra second, an extra minute, an extra hour. And that's all you can be grateful for. So within what you have right now, do best of it. Make the best of it. Enjoy your life. If people are like, well, floor, but you know what, fine. You know that you have lived your life, and it's for people that love you and care for you. They would have loved that you left knowing that upate at least.
Yeah,
upate.
I get you. Yeah. I would like to hope that it isn't going to be as sobby as it is right now, but it still might. But I'm gonna try my best to just minimize the sobby moments. But yeah, I was just thinking about even just beef as a thing within the game. I mean, we've been carrying Casper's beef with AKA for such a long time, and just when I thought that Le Cassper and he's outgrown beef, right? People on Twitter, obviously just based on how they consume music, but most of them were like, yo, this new song of this guy that is signed now to Ambitious.
Yeah.
What's his name? Some other...
Oh, that...
Fagolo Ice or... Fagai.
Oh yeah, I heard about it.
It's such a weird ass name.
They even did a music video recently.
I think they're shooting it though.
They're shooting it. Oh yeah,
that's
They're shooting it.
Yeah.
And then whereas like even what did Cassper say on that track, dog?
He's like, I inspired every single of you niggas, including Foca. Yeah, because that's what I wanted to ask you about. Like, what do you think about that bar? Because like a lot of people felt that it wasn't necessary for him to say, and other people feel like, why is he boasting about putting someone on? But I don't think it's that. At the time when I was listening to it, it was more so like, okay, obviously first, rap is really about flow.
Yeah.
And your patterns and what's this other word that I'm looking for? Did I mention rhyme schemes? I didn't mention rhyme schemes. I didn't mention that.
No.
Yeah, rhyme schemes, pretty much, right? So like, if I'm gonna start a flow, and I want to keep it consistent like that, of course I'm gonna do that. Obviously, I don't know what was going on in the studio, right? Another part of me is like, like that was like the last line, or maybe second or third last line on the song, right?
Yeah.
I understand to keep that flow and the same delivery, you have to find a word or a couple of words to match that.
Yeah.
Because like the previous bar there, it rhymes with what Foca is. Foca, right?
Foca. And you know how I see it.
Yeah.
I think if anything, right, instead of that being a diss, should be he's talking about me. He's recognized. Because I feel like more than anything, it's recognition. Because if he's saying, you know, I've inspired a lot of people, even Foca, that means that even the great that are currently, that you're listening to, I have played a part.
Yeah.
You understand? Is that it's not necessarily that Cassper created Foca per se, but for Foca, it's more or less of you are someone to talk about. You are someone to mention.
He could have pulled out anyone's name.
He could have pulled
Even
out,
though I doubt that he would be able to rhyme anybody else. I don't know which
mean,
other person
fine,
is there that rhymes with Foca.
I wouldn't come up with the one now because I'm not a rapper.
Which other person is popping in the game?
No,
Costa Titch.
You understand?
Did he inspire Costa Titch? But like, well, Costa Titch used to work for him as a dancer, or used to dance for him.
One good disease.
But he didn't inspire him. I don't know.
No, dog. I mean,
Costa Foca.
inspiration is a tool that you attain at a point in time.
Yeah.
You understand? If we're having a conversation about something that I'm currently going through, and you're like, you went through 1, 2, 3, I'm now inspired by what you just said. You understand? So whether you place me in your music or not should be, if you are at a high profile and you mention me, that means I'm part of the people that can be mentioned, and it's like should be mentioned even further.
Yeah.
Dog, we're talking about someone who went from, you know, if he ain't no Amanda DuPont, he ain't, you understand, to changing, you know, verses and names because of that.
Yeah.
And from, remember, like, Nagodzilla na Jolele Mang le Boiti. And then people are like, oh, Boiti. I break up le Boiti or Jolele Mang Amanda DuPont. And then people are like, ooh, Amanda DuPont. You understand? So some can see it as it is. Fair enough. That's how you see it. But if they mention you, I remember seeing one of his clips recently. Cassper Nyovest, and he was like, dog, as long as they mention me, but yeah, the basis of what he was saying is that as long as that he's being mentioned, if Cassper Nyovest can be mentioned or tweeted about 100 times, 100,000 times, 1,000,000 times in a month, whether it's negative or positive, he still be mentioned. And when brands are all about, we need someone who can boost our sales, they want to look for who? They want to look for someone who's just made sales, and what they want to look for, someone who's constantly in people's mouth, people who are conversating about this person. And that's what Cassper is doing, is that if you hate Cassper, you're talking about Cassper without a doubt. If you love Cassper, you're most definitely talking about Cassper.
So you feel like what Cassper was doing was doing the same thing that other people have been doing towards Cassper now, but he's doing it for Foca. Because now, for a good 2 days maybe, people were talking about that. Like since my last week.
I think now he's excited more than anything. He was afraid this would happen, but he's excited because now, if there would be beef between him and Foca, it would increase more of his mentions more than any other artist. This is business talk. This is not even about media or highlights talk. It's based on numbers. The numbers never lie. People are still gonna say, Cassper Ari, ka Foca Ari, ka Cassper, Cassper, Foca, and that's all you need as an artist.
Yeah, just people talking.
Remember Nicki Minaj? They asked her, how do you feel about people talking about you having a fake ass, and she was like, people are in the, barber talking about my ass. Like, they could talk about a lot of things, but they ain't talking about that. Because people, petrol ya dura, batho ba shwa. Instead of talking about
Nicki Minaj's ass.
So in this instance is that there's people dying, there's petrol prices going up like crazy. And instead of talking about that, what are people talking about? Cassper and Foca and Cassper, vice versa. So they won irregardless.
Yeah, they won. I mean, like, we've been talking about them even now. Like, yo.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna invoice. We're gonna send through these invoices, bro. Yeah, so on this beef topic, I saw a picture of Flame and MT now back together, which is cool. It's nice to see. Yeah, I think it was just childish the whole way that they were approaching this thing. More so on Flame's part, because I feel like Flame doesn't have no respect for people older than him. But yeah, I'm not even gonna expand more on this thing. But I'm happy that they back up.
You know what? We live in total different economies and industries. Is that as South Africans, we the way we view things and the way we take on media is totally different from American version, if I could say. You know what I mean? So, if they are working again together, they could have been working.
Oh no, they're not working together. They just took a picture.
They took.
Yeah, so obviously people being people, you like 1 + 1. These guys are gonna be in the studio together. So hopefully that happens.
I mean, sure. I mean,
hopefully it does. I hope it does, because like they can make fire music together.
They could be making fire music as we speak, but what's to say that? What if they only release it next year or after 2 years?
That's okay. That's cool. Like, I really don't care when. I'm just happy that they back on good terms.
Basically, nah?
Yeah, because like the scenes that if you were following the beef, especially during like hard lockdown, those things were just unnecessary, dog. You have people like Flame and his buddies, but it's very bold. Niggas are on a boat. Talking to MT like, send us your location. Like, or like, you in a boat, and boats actually work on actual time, right? Call time and whatever. So these guys are busy wasting time and money on the phone, talking about how Belo Murad MT should send them their location or whatever. They're in a boat that time, bro. Not even in a car, they only in a boat. But yeah, that's just me and my own personal view of that whole situation. So I'm glad that is over. There's something that I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, regarding collaboration, because I mean, obviously you want these guys to get in the studio. They probably have a song, or maybe a song might come out in the next 2 years. A story that a lot of people have been following for some time, and that's ever since like Aries and Blackie have been pictured together, is whether if they're gonna be making music together. And now, I got news. Actually, earlier on today, right? I was on my phone just scrolling through Twitter and whatever, and I noticed that Blackie did promise that he was going to release a deluxe version of what's this other EP that he released, but it was more so like an R&B R&B EP for Love. So now Aries is going to be on the deluxe version, which is cool, because like a lot of people were crying like, we see you guys dabbing each other up on Twitter, you're taking pictures together, you went to tour together. Musical guy, and this is dope. This is what I would like to see, you know, happen more.
For a start, I'd love to give quite a lot of credit to MT. Not MT.
Blackie.
Aries.
Oh, Aries. Okay. Cool.
Why Aries? You'd ask.
Yeah.
I think I was told by my brother. You know, Aries has so much potential and skills in the hip hop, right? And a lot of people saw that because he was always being compared to, because he rose up around the same time as Nasty. So he was always being compared to Nasty, and due to that comparison, people are like Nasty over Aries, or compared to point of views. But obviously, due to Nasty being able to grow to American soil and stuff like that, people are like, the evidence states Aries, Nasty is way better. And for Aries, I think it was last year he released how many projects? Like twice.
Yeah, you
two
released
projects.
twice. Yeah.
You understand? So for someone who's been quite quiet for like a very long time, literally trying to show you guys that I'm dope.
Yeah.
I'm the shit, and y'all comparing me to someone who's like, well, not that he's not dope, but it's like
I get it.
I'm better. So for him to be in this kind of collaboration, for me, it's like jump on it,
Yeah.
push it. I'd love to hear more from you. Blackie has been pushing and has been consistent for me over the past few years, you know, providing content, providing music that is so nice, that is so, you know, I've honestly fallen in love a lot with Blackie, like from just this year, hearing his previous projects and his current project. I'm like, I have been sleeping on this guy. So for him to even consider working with Aries is like, it was like Pharrell working with Snoop Dogg or Jay-Z.
Yeah.
For me,
I get it.
you
I
know,
get it.
it would create such, because even Aries, you know, he's good when it comes to, for me, R&B, hip-hop. His hip-hop is just, it's amazing, man. I love hearing it. I love listening to it. I relate to it. Maybe it's because I'm from Pretoria kind of thing. But do Joburg people relate to Nasty? Is he from...
They love him. I mean, like...
Is he from Joburg?
He's from KZN, but the Joburg people love him.
But
because
Joburg,
they show out at the shows. They
Exactly.
come, they pack out the
and
shows.
they also love who's this MT.
They also love MT. They also love Aries. Yeah. But
You understand?
yeah, we could get into a whole debate
We
about
can-
Nasty and Aries, but like, yeah, that'll be for another day. That'll be for another day. For sure. I also wanted to big up Something Soweto on his new release, I'm a Gents. Just won gold within the space of 2 weeks.
Ama Jimbos.
Yeah. So big shout out to him. He's got a tour coming up. First tour date. You go state yet, I think towards the end of the month. And he's got another show called Cape Town. He's still trying to open up other shows within different provinces. So that'll be good to see in the future. Hopefully.
I think based on what Something Summit has been going through as well, is we gotta love our artists and what they gave us, and we gotta give credit where it's due. And for starts, let's stop with the comparison and where they come from or what they've produced so far and why aren't they able to keep up to that. I say that because it's like in America it's easy for artists to just, you know, drop something and boom, 1 million views. I mean, they've got how many millions in their country? You understand? More, it's dope, but we still, due to our culture as black people, we still have that humbleness that we come from. And Something So is great, man. He's amazing. His voice, his music will forever. And Wabona Leon, it's something that people like Gamko with Zambo Aries that have gone through in terms of, you're amazing, but you're like, I don't think I'm worth it. I don't think it's enough. I don't think, you know, they still need more. It's like, no, dude. Something so way to Joe. Mutwala.
Yeah.
So I really say go Days TV Delicious. And a performer before or after Babyface.
This guy.
Something so way to Joe.
Oh. With you saying that with regards to just Something Soweto, I feel like that's just where we're gonna leave it. We could go on. You're obviously a fan of Something Soweto, but Cassper for another time, probably next week. You know, I'm just still gonna review the situation, try to figure out if I'm still trying to do this thing with you, man. I'm kidding.
Oh, it's an interview. Okay.
This has actually been amazing.
When will I get my feedback? You know.
Nah, you are getting your feedback right now.
How much am I getting paid? You know.
Let's not talk about pay.
CTC.
Pay is a really personal thing right now. But yeah, with that being said, big shout out to you for viewing and sharing and listening to the show. Saying that in advance because that's what I want you to do. I go with the name of Danny Pacheco, and this is Andre,
Juicy,
and this has been the Big T Debate. Peace.
Well done, guys. Yeah, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.